Hey guys, before this video gets started, I just wanted to say thank you so much to those of you who are subscribing, but 90% of you are still not subscribed, so if you would please hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it greatly. Without further ado, please enjoy the video.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mythbusters. In today's episode, we have a bunch of cool myths sent in by you guys. Now remember, if you want a chance to have your myths put into a video, make sure to fill out the form below. Now without further ado, let's get straight into the myths. First up on the list, we have a myth submitted by TJ Khan. It says, rusty tools are better than primitive tools for damage. Now, for this one, I decided to use both a rusty axe and a rusty sword, seeing how the only primitive tools that you can create is a flint axe / spear. Now, when it's with the flint axe versus the rusty axe, they are tied for damage as you can see. But when it comes to the flint axe versus the rusty sword actually does more damage, meaning this myth is confirmed. Moving on to our second myth of the day, we have another myth submitted by TJ Khan. He says, enemies will detect you sooner if you walk versus if you run. So, as you can see here, we are currently crouching and crawling over towards the enemies, and no! They still can see me from a good distance. So let's try running by these other guys and see if they notice me any sooner. Nope, they still only notice me when they see me, meaning they must be aggroed from sight and not sound. And as you can see here, I run right behind this one and he doesn't aggro at all, meaning this myth is busted. Now, on to the third myth. The third myth was submitted by Burnt. It reads, myth, having multiple blades on a weapon will increase the damage dealt with AIRSLASH. So, for the first weapon, the only blade on it is a rapier. It would deal 0.18 damage per slash. So, let's add a couple of sides and let's see. Alright, so now with the multiple blades on it, and no, it still does 0.18 damage, meaning this myth is busted. The fourth myth of today's video has been submitted by Dr. Ipty. It says, you can hit dried grass with a scythe to gain more than one dry grass. Now I was honestly surprised by this one, as I didn't think you could, and as you can see from the first few I hit, it doesn't actually work. But on the fifth one here, you can see I actually gained 2 instead of 1, meaning it's uncommon but possible. So that's going to be a myth confirmed. The fifth myth of today has been submitted by Hazy. Hazy has said, myth, does the round table accept all kinds of people, including those in the unliked fandoms? So, the round table is a safe haven for all kinds of people. We have multiple LGBTQ members, furry members, and Therian members. The only kind of members that we do not allow are those who join only to troll or just to hate on people. So this myth, which really isn't a myth, is confirmed. The sixth myth of today has been submitted by Talon. It reads, can you use a damaged HEBIOS blade to make a mold? Now, not many people know this, but if you have a crafted HEBIOS weapon, you can actually make a regular mold out of it, and you don't need to go through the effort of crafting a HEBIOS mold. With it being damaged, I'm not quite sure. Now that the blade is damaged, we can take it over to the blacksmith, take it off using a chisel and hammer, head over to the mold press, and yes! You can use a damaged HEBIOS weapon to craft a mold, meaning this myth is confirmed. The seventh myth has also been submitted by Talon. Talon says, myth, using a heavier metal for buckles on bags will increase the weight of the bag. So this one is interesting to me as I've always used whatever metal looked the coolest. We ended up using a tan leather bag with iron buckles as our base. The scythe is for reference. After swapping the bags around and adding dark brown leather and a palladium buckle bag, we will see that the weight doesn't change at all, meaning this myth is busted. The 8th myth of today has been submitted by Eye of the Cat 20. It reads, Myth, does AIRSLASH damage change when using the greatsword versus a dagger? This myth was surprising to me as I honestly didn't know, so I ended up using a large greatsword on a metal handle and a regular iron dagger. Using the dagger first, we get 0.15. Now, swapping over to the greatsword and... wow, 0.33! Meaning this myth is confirmed. When using AIRSLASH, the blade you use does indeed affect the damage. The final myth has been submitted by... well, I'm sorry if I butcher this name, Noradine013. He asks, Myth, you can materialize a phantom using the ability echolocation. I never really used echolocation before as I never found it to be that useful, but if this myth is true, you know I'm going to be rocking the echolocation from now on. On the test server I am on, it is always there so that way you guys can still see. So I went ahead and spawned a phantom here, and using the echolocation, yes, it does indeed work. Echolocation does indeed materialize the phantom, allowing us to hit it. Wow, I honestly didn't know that. So this myth has been confirmed. Remember guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the form in the description to submit your myths for a chance to be in next week's episode of Mythbusters. I'll see you guys later. Peace.